Hello, hello, hello. We are live, Caffeinated Creator, episode 4 with the legendary Zig Zag of the NB Ridaz. How you doing, OG?
What's going down, man? We in the building from the floor to the ceiling. How's y'all doing today, man?
Beautiful, beautiful. We're just out here in Denver, Colorado, you know, the Midwest,
Denver,
Amsterdam.
Colorado, that's my second home, homies.
Exactly, the Roxy. We're familiar with you, my friend. Dank One, you fuck with the Denver's Most Wanted?
Oh yeah, Dank, that's my boy, man. Symes Carter, the homie Unique from the radio station, the venue, all the people out there. My boy Tonic Alizé, Crazy Joe, all kinds of people. My boy Bobby Cortez, man. There's a lot of people out there, man.
So you're talking the Latin lingo over there, the north side of the D.
Yeah, man. My boy. Also, shout out to Hypnotic and Tef.
King
I
Tef.
remember them coming. I remember coming in tough with them too in the beginning. It was dope. You know, the thing about Denver is
That's nice.
I almost moved there just because the vibe was so dope. The way you guys supported each other. I didn't really see that outside of Texas.
Wow.
Like in Texas, that's how it is. They support each other. And I saw that the first time. I remember going to, it wasn't the Roxy, it was kind of downtown on Colfax. It has like a billboard too. It's pretty nice. It held about 800 people there. I went with it was during the time when 720 was still alive, 720, I think that's what his name, right?
Yeah.
And then Fat Lee was still living in Denver. I don't know if you guys are familiar with
yeah,
so I'm going back.
Yeah,
So I remember going to their show. It was Hypnotic and Tef, and they were headlining it, and it was like 800 motherfuckers in that building, bro.
You know, shout out to them because, you know, the game, people come and go. I've seen dudes up here. Now they're working at Walmart. King Tef and Hypnotic are still going hard in the paint.
You know who was another one too? Black Pegasus. I think that was his name.
Black P, he goes hard in the paint. He represents the Springs, Colorado Springs.
Yeah, you got the homie Attack,
man,
Pierre. You know,
303, baby.
There's so many people. I got family out there, brother. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, you're gonna make some people happy when they see this, for real.
Well, that's what it is, man. I got, like you said in your email, you said something about giving flowers, and I'm all about that too, brother. I like to give props where props are due. These people in my career have been there for me in certain ways that I'll probably never be able to repay them. Wow. You know, when you're an independent artist and you're struggling to get back where you were at one time, you know, because back in the days when we started out, we had labels and they put their money into promoting the group. When I went independent around 2006, that's when I had to learn everything from scratch for myself, because I was catered to at that time. Before then, you know, labels take care of everything. They just cut you your check, you show up to your show and recording sessions, and that's how it was, man. These dudes really, I mean, I've slept on their couches. I've worked in the studio with these dudes. There's times when I didn't have, you know, I was hustling, just trying to make it to the next city. These dudes will, you know, smoke me out, give me a bag, give me a meal. So, you know, that's why I got to give love, you know.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I went to a concert a few months back. It had R.A. the Rugged Man, and he was saying the same thing. You know, independent, you learn a lot more. You make a lot more money, but you got to grind or you're not going to get it, you know?
You got to wear many hats. You got to be your promoter. You got to be your cheerleader. You got to be your manager. You got to be your producer. You got to be sometimes you got to be the no man. You got to be the guy that says, nah, I can't do that. You know, that's the one thing about fame, in a sense. It gives you a little bit of power to say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes we get thirsty, bro. You know, young artists get thirsty and they make a move that they think is right at that moment, but they didn't understand that they could have just waited a little longer. Oh. And maybe the prize could have been a better thing.
Mm-hmm. I see that with Griselda. You up on them? West Side Gun, Conway?
Oh yeah. He's dope.
You know, they signed with Eminem, and now they're back independent, and I've never seen that where independent really made it that big, you know?
You know, the thing that I've watched the game, I mean, because I'll be honest, brother, you know, I'm 45 years old right now. You know, I've seen the game since almost the birth. I've watched it go from Breaking One, Breaking Two, Electric Boogaloo, Beat Street.
Damn.
I watched those in theaters, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched that with my own eyes in theaters. I watched that era of when hip hop was born. And then I watched rap music infiltrate. It
Yeah.
came in and kind of took over because not everybody wanted to be conscious. Not everybody was ready for that lifestyle. Hip hop is, to me, it's like the four elements of life. You got earth, wind, fire, and you know the elements that were hip hop. You know, breaking it down is the DJ, the MC, the graffiti artist, and the breaker. And to me, I lived during that era, and I watched how people really were during that moment, bro. Like there was no gangs. There was no gangs. There was no drugs like the way it was. There wasn't nobody killing each other, brother. And real talk, if you had beef, you would meet somewhere and you would battle it out. Real talk. Like they'd bring the beat box, they would bring the big old boom box and bring out the tile and get it in. And I've watched that with my own eyes at one time. To see where music has gone from then to here,
Oh man.
it's almost like a love hate, because I love that music is still there for us to be able to speak and give our our opinion and what we see. But I do think that we do need to control what we say, because we're kind of like, the only way I can say it is when I was inspired with hip hop, it made me want to be a better person, homie. It didn't want me to be. I didn't want to flex on people. It wasn't about wearing jewelry and pulling up in the Lambos and putting money to my ear and shit. Like it wasn't that. It was just, if you had skills and you rocked the mic and you could rock a party with an instrumental, you were an MC. You were a rapper. You know. That's how I started out. I wanted to keep doing that, and I feel like that essence of fun in hip hop is really not there anymore. There's artists that are trying. Like I see, I don't know them by names, but I watch YouTube all the time. I'm watching videos all the time, just studying, and a lot of times I'm not even on these kids' frequency, honestly, because they're from a different. They're doing something different. So I feel like it doesn't connect with me. So
And
I'm still.
honestly, in a way, that's cool because that's how we are with this podcast. I'm in my 40s. I don't hate on the young kids, but I'm giving flowers to what I grew up with, what I respect, what I'm still bumping. This week I was bumping you, the Beat Nuts, the first Cypress Hill album.
The Beat Nuts. Dun, dun, dun,
Come on,
dun,
man.
dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Kid Frost, like,
Wow.
this is what I grew up with, my friend,
That's what's up, man.
You guys, Kid Frost, and probably Taylor Brown.
Yeah.
You guys held it down for the Latinos, man. Big time.
Rest in peace, Double TX, man. What's so crazy? To me, those were my idols growing up. I was a young kid from the barrio. Growing up in Glendale, Arizona. When I first heard Frost, I was like, wow, this is dope. This is for raza. But even then, it didn't click with me because I wasn't living that lifestyle. I wasn't living like that cholo, old school lowrider style. I wasn't living that style. I was more influenced with Kid and Play, MC Hammer, Kwame, Redhead Kingpin, Deuce. I think they were called Deuces Wild. Third Base, all the old school hip hop is what I was like into. So I dressed like that. I dressed old school with that, that GQ style. You remember how on Boys in the Hood, when when they're growing up and homies work, he's always G'd up. That's how I dress. I swear to God.
Zig Cavaricis, baby.
Yeah. And I used to wear the Z Cavarici pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I mean, I'm taking you back because that's kind of what still is in me. You know what I mean? That I don't know what it was, brother. I just think it was discipline. It was being proud of something. I think that's what hip hop gave me. It made me proud. So when I saw the lowriders and the homies and being cholo, I already had seen that in all my life. So that was already a part of me. I think for me, I was stretching I want to be different. I don't want to be like everything I see. I want to be a little different. So I got made fun of growing up, you know. People were telling me, "Oh, you want to be black?" You know what I mean? "Oh, you want to be a black rapper?" Or you want to do that black music? And I'd be like, I like rap music. I like hip hop. I love it. Then Lighter Shade of Brown came in, and that's when it just took over me because I saw me. You get what I'm saying? When I saw Bobby and I seen ODM, I said, wow, those dudes are just like me. They like to party. They like to have fun. They like to just chill, sitting in the park on a Sunday afternoon. Think about that.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that was the joints. So I got a chance to be real close to Bobby. So I told Bobby, DTTX, I said, you know, Bobby, man, it was one of the last conversations I ever had with him too before he passed. He said, you know, Zig, I see your grind. I see what you're doing, man. We should work on an album. So we were starting to work on something. We were going to call it a Rider Shade of Brown, like to kind of connect the two.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had these ideas and I told him, I was like, you know, Bobby, I'm not trying to, you know, jock or none, but I said, you're still my idol. I said, like, I still see you as my idol, homie. Like, I used to rewrite your words and rap over Sunday afternoon and put them on cassette and give them out to my homies and shit. And then he just started laughing. He was like, if you know Bobby, I don't know if you ever met him. Have you ever met Bobby?
No, sir. No, sir.
From Lighter Shade of Brown? No, he had this weird little voice. So he laughed. He went, he's out. You can't do me, Zig. I'm GTTX. You can't do me. And he just started laughing because he thought it was so funny that I was emulating him at the time. And I said, but bro, you don't understand. Like, you're the reason why I started rapping. And then he took it from there and he said, you know, Zig, he goes, Lighter Shade might not ever get back together. He goes, but you need to get back together with your group because you guys got the same love as us.
Oh yeah.
You guys will be able to carry the torch for the Chicanos, for the rap, for that style of rap. And when he passed away, it's actually, I felt the transition. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like he gave me that gift to just keep pushing it for this group to try to get back together. I mean, we've been through our ups and downs, bro. And I mean, this game is a blessing and a curse. You know, I love it, but there's times where I hate it, homie. Like, I hate that I lived it, but I'm glad I went through it. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure. It's tough. They love you when you're up and they hate you when you're down. You know, I got you, my friend.
You know, the one thing that I did invest was I invested hood love. If you don't understand that definition of what hood love is it's when you've been to here and you didn't forget where you came from and you treated people good and you're able to come back to your hood and still get love and not be looked at as, oh, that motherfucker fell off, or, oh, he's a has-been, or he ain't doing shit. Because people used to try to throw their shots at me. They'd be, you know, still to this day, oh, you still doing that music? To me, that's like, you should already know I'm still doing it. Like, if you ain't seeing it, then you don't see these flyers. I'm going to LA, I'm going to Nebraska, I'm going to Texas, I'm going all over these places doing sold out shows. If you don't see that, then you're throwing a shot at me. That's how I look at it.
It's because it's called longevity, my friend. From the 80s to now to a guy like Blueface. You'll have one hit wonders, make their money, boom. It's longevity. These are reminisce shows when people pull up with their wives and their kids, and it makes them remember something, whether it's good or bad. It was a day or a time where they were like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy, brother, is that's exactly what we see. I see a lot of moms coming with their daughters, and their daughters are coming with their kids. So I think that's why it's so quick to sell out in these places, because people buy 3 or 4 tickets at a time. You know what I mean? And then the stories that people have to our music is just ridiculous, bro. It's like, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I think you said something about it in the email. Like, I am a very humble person, because I feel like this could be taken away from me at any moment. You know what I mean? I've lived a blessed life. I've been able to survive 25 years making music money. I don't do anything else, brother. I do that, and that's it.
Oh yeah.
I've been able to survive, been able to take care of my own bills, take care of my son's schooling, my kids' schooling, clothes on their back, food on the table. So I'm blessed, brother. I can't complain about that part. But the part that I can that hurts me is that when you feel like you're around a team that's there to help you, but really it's just a competition thing. I didn't understand. I didn't understand that coming in, that people would do that to me. They would act like they're gonna help me, but it really is just to hurt me. And it was weird. Like I said, there was a lot of ins and outs with this group, but we're still here. We're still traveling. We're still doing it, bro.
That's good. So, man, to be real, I feel like I'm sitting here talking with a family member. This is my DJ Styrofoam Cup. He's going to start this out with the question, if you don't mind, my friend.
No, let's do it, man. Let's get it in.
All day, brother.
Sweet. So, from the beginning, from the start, you said you've been in the game since the 90s, late 80s. Yeah. I got some questions from some people, and it said that you started out as Nasty Boy Click or NB Ridaz?
No, we started out as Nasty Boy Click. Kind of by accident, we clicked up. 97, 96. I met Magic around 90. Well, I had met Magic prior to the MBK days. I met him through a guy named Johnny Ray. Johnny Ray was a dude who wanted to manage me and Los, because me and Los go way back. He's the other member of NB Ridaz. Me and him, we go back to like high school, and we've always tried to rap together in different groups, but it just never panned out until we met Magic, and then everything just started clicking. And yeah, so honestly, brother, it just formed itself by accident. It wasn't like we sat there and said, "Hey, let's make a group." It was a collaboration of music. Magic was already a veteran. He's like 10 years older than us. So he already had an album out. He already knew the loops. He already knew the game. So he had the studio. So we went there, and what we would do is we would just be the vibe. We would write our verses and our stuff, and then he would record it. And then you can tell that he was influenced by us. So it's kind of like we were finding our sound, and then we put out an album, and it kind of took off fast. That's what's so weird about it. So yeah,
I think he was your Dr. Dre.
Huh?
It sounds like he was your Dr. Dre in a way.
At the time. I mean, I produced music myself. I wasn't at that caliber yet to know what it took to be a producer. I was just a beat maker, because I had a beat machine and then a keyboard, but I didn't know how to produce yet, and I didn't understand the difference. So that's the part. Okay, that's the part where I told you people are there either to help you or hurt you. And I felt like in the beginning, when it was innocent, when we didn't have money, we didn't have anything, there was a lot more helping at the time. So I did kind of learn how to produce. So yeah, it was kind of like I watched how it all happened. It was dope, man. It was dope because it was kind of like just a bunch of homies getting in the studio and working and not really expecting anything, and then it just takes off, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just happens.
Go ahead.
So is there beef with you and MC Magic?
Is there what?
Was there any beef with you and MC Magic, or what happened with the name change, or how did the name change?
Okay, so during the beginning Nasty Boy clicked after the first album, we started kind of watching how things were going. You know, we seen Magic's life change a little drastically, and me being an artist, I didn't understand what was even happening, because the way it was presented to me was this is how it all happened. The song Down for Yours was taking off, like literally just taking the hell off. Now, I wasn't part of that song. I happened to be on the next single that came out, which was AZ Side, which really took off here in Arizona because it was the anthem. And it took off here in the Southwest, but it didn't have the power Down for Yours had. So Down for Yours took off to where Mercury Records from New York contacted Magic and was like, hey, I heard about your guys' single. It's come out here and have a meeting. Now, looking back, I feel like that was my first mistake. My first mistake was not going to New York with him to go make a deal for all of us. So I think what happened was they gamed them up over there and said, hey, you want more money than these guys? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna sign these guys to your label, and then we'll give you a label deal, so we'll give you more money. And he came back, and this is how he explained it to me. He's like, yo, Zig, come back from New York. I'm gonna make sure we lace you guys up with some money. He goes, I got a check for you for 10,000. I was like, fuck, 10,000? Holy shit. And I only did 4 songs on the album. I was only 4 verses. So you figure, it's not a lot. I mean, it's a lot of money for me at that time.
Yeah,
for not a lot of, I guess, work. You know what I'm saying? So he comes back and he's kind of doing the carrot, the carrot and the stick. He's like, you want this check,
Yeah.
but I need you to do something first.
Oh.
Well, what's that? Well, you got to trust me, Zig. You got to trust me that you're gonna sign to me. You're gonna be part of my label, and my company's giving you the check. Oh, okay, cool. Never explained anything else from there. Just that to get me to sign. I signed, got the $10,000. So did my other partner. So did another partner. So I would say about 50,000 just in there. Just that, passing around $10,000 checks. And then I said to myself, okay, cool. Like, so being young, spending the money, watching it go, and I'm watching this dude buy a house and buy cars. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened right here? So my thing was, let me question. I'm only questioning. I'm not accusing you. I'm not mad at you. I wasn't even angry at the time. Like I said, I didn't know the business. So all I'm asking is like, dang, homie, like, how much money did you make?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I already kind of expected that because, like you said, he was our Dr. Dre during that time. So he had more to what to invest. He invested more. I didn't understand that. I just thought I went in there and did my thing. I didn't want an equal piece because I knew that I didn't do all the work. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of understood, but it just was never explained to me. So then that kind of wore off after a little minute because I think we got on the road and just things were starting to get a little weird. And what happened after that was we broke up because Mercury dropped us. They were like, we're going to either mess with MBK, Nasty Boy Click, which is a brand new thing. We don't even know where these little Mexican kids are going to go. We don't know if we're ready to invest this much money into these guys. Or we have Brian McKnight, the singer.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Do you see how it went? So they said, "Oh, we're gonna have to drop you guys." So we got dropped, and there we are again, kind of in limbo. Well, I remember the meeting where Magic was like, "Hey guys, it's not working out. You know, we tried it, it didn't work out. You know, thanks for everything." And you know, it's kind of like a goodbye thing. But the one thing that he said that really hurt me at that time was he said, "It's kind of like you guys are like a bad toothache. You guys just don't go away."
Oh.
And I was like, all you got to do is say fucking go home. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is tell me, hey, I ain't fucking with you no more. So I left it at that. So we broke up for a minute. And what happened during that moment, or during that time of the breakup, we didn't have a single out. We didn't have anything out. So Lost in Love, we put on the B side of Down for Yours. So we made it a single with 2 songs. So what happened was Down for Yours took off so fucking far that people started playing the other song on the fucking record, which was only him, was only Magic at the time. And Magic went and tried to, okay, so what happened was there was a label who we ended up signing with next, and we still did Nasty Boy Click. But how that happened was kind of weird too, because the guy had heard Lost in Love. He had drove from LA all the way to San Jose, and he kept hearing that fucking song on every radio station. He was like, who in the fuck? The president, John Lopez from Upstairs Records, he was like, who in the fuck are these guys? These guys are, this is just a dope record. So he got in contact with Magic. Magic flew out there, and he said, hey, this Nasty Boy Click song is great. Like, and Magic, well, he goes, well, it's me. It's not the rest of the group. He goes, but there's more of you, right? And he goes, well, we're not together right now. He goes, but nah, you guys need to be together. You guys all look good together. Like, you guys, he saw the vision. So Magic tried to score a deal, and it just didn't work for himself. So here he came back again, was like, hey, Toothache. You know what I mean?
I got the
Hey, Toothache.
You know what's crazy here?
Let's work on another one. You know what I mean? He was like, let's work on another one. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it, bro. But now he tasted us sharing it evenly.
This is the NWA story.
Huh?
This is the NWA story.
Oh, it really is. It's crazy, bro. This story is, bro, when by the end of this conversation, you're gonna fucking trip. That's all I'm gonna say.
You guys need a movie. That's your next move.
Well, we're working on something. But I'll tell you this. This is what after that happened was so then we did the second Nasty Boy Click album. And that one actually got us an underground following, because it didn't do as good as the first one. But this one did like underground in Texas. So now we're fucking blowing up in Texas. And if you guys don't know about Texas, you could literally go all year in just Texas alone and eat. That's why Slim Thug and Paul Wall on them dudes, they can stay in Texas and still eat. They don't have to go anywhere else. So we started getting there. We was doing Houston, Dallas, Lubbock, Corpus Christi, fucking Amarillo, El Paso. Like, we were just going city to city to city to city. And just like every other group, they get tired of each other in a sense. Like, Magic's 10 years older. I'm young. I'm out there, having fun with the girls, smoking bud, partying it up, having, enjoying the fame in a sense.
Sure.
And then I don't think Magic liked splitting the pie in 4, because there was 4 members at the time of Nasty Boy Click. A young member ended up getting excluded because I think he was 19 when the fame hit him. He was very arrogant, very vain kind of kid, very vindictive, and he just didn't, his personality got him kicked out of the group pretty much. So the transition from Nasty Boy Click to NB Ridaz was all kind of a weird transition, because Magic decided to leave the label Upstairs, and he talked Lost into going with him. He's like, come with me, homie. And Magic had that conversation. He said, yo, Zig, why don't you come through? Come with us, you know, leave the label. And at that time I was like, wait, you're telling me to really just go from here to like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I ended up staying with the label because I had just had my daughter. I had 2 daughters now. That's the only way I knew how to feed them was, and the label dude was like, Zig, stay here, I'll take care of you. You know, we'll get the boys back and this and that. Well, the boys ended up getting their release papers. So they were literally off the label now. I'm still there chilling. So while I'm there, they decided to take the young artist, me and him, and they said, well, we'll just continue Nasty Boy Click. We'll just try to find another person. And if not, you know, we'll just try to work between you two. You know, they were trying to just see what was going on. So we're in Houston, Texas, getting producers like Happy Perez. You know, Beesh was not even Baby Bash yet. He was Baby Beesh. Damn. SPM, Dope House, all their producers opened up their doors for us. It was just a beautiful moment. Everybody was just trying to help us. But the young kid wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for that studio life. He was just there for the party, the weed, and the girls. I came with my notebooks ready to go. He literally, oh, dog, I forgot my notebooks at home. I'll write in the studio. Then what would happen, he would get so high, he wouldn't even be able to write. So we were just wasting our time. We stayed out there 2 months. The label's getting fed up. They're like, man, you guys, you know, Zig's coming through with what he needed to come through. We just can't form these songs. So we did a song called Runaway that I had literally left at Magic's spot. Like, you know, when you record music and you leave it at a studio, that's what we did. We had recorded a record while we were all still together. And Magic and me and Lois, we were still all cool. We didn't have no animosity towards each other. It was just, I'm stuck here at the label and you guys are over here. And trust me, they went through their shit, bro. They went through where they had to sleep in the car. They were going to reservations and selling CDs, bootleg CDs. You know what I mean? They're all the shit that was on the radio, putting it on a CD, selling it. You know, they were going out there getting their grind on. So they had it rough. And then I would say maybe 6 months of a hiatus of going back and forth, a deal was made for them to come back to the label. Now, the way the story was explained to me was it was around Christmas time. And the label president from upstairs was pretty much begging Magic, like, please come back, guys. Like, you know, Zig's ready. We'll put, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you guys to come back? And Magic's all about his money. So he was like, it's going to take this. It's going to take something. And for 2 years, I didn't know what the even amount was yet. I didn't even know the amount for 2 years because they wouldn't say it. And I knew it was some good money. And me being there all loyal to the label, didn't really see anything because I was already there still. They didn't have to pay me anymore. I'm already there. You know what I'm saying? If you get your release papers, you're not part of the label no more. So they got to buy you back.
They got a whole new deal or whole
new... So
So
that was never explained to me. So I knew that. So me knowing it, I was okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad until this happened. 2 years. I say 2 years now. So 2 years are flying by, and the song Runaway is, you know, if you guys have done history on that song, that was one of our biggest hits ever. And that song started taking off to where it got like 16, 20 stations, about 20 stations on its own. Because they were like, yo, this new Nasty Boy Click. They were still calling us Nasty Boy Click in a sense. Because they kind of remembered who we were, but this whole new sound was popping off. So 20 stations added it. And the upstairs president was like, wait, like you guys can't be releasing music. So, you know, that's how the negotiation ended up happening. Because he heard a hit And he was like, I'm gonna get these guys to come back. So 2 years later, like I said, that song takes off. Now Sony, it was Sony and Arista Records, the one who Bad Boy, they wanted to sign Nasty Boy Click or NB Ridaz. But I was still stuck there in the contract with Upstairs. So this is before they got the actual comeback. So what ended up happening was we were trying to get out of that deal because we were like, man, Sony wants us, but you're stuck over here, Zig. And I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out. And they end up coming back to the label. So when they came back, like